Hi, I'm VanEpps, and welcome to today's episode of Stories from the Saddle. Today, I'm going to share a story about the power of suggestion, and I hope you'll find it both entertaining and informative. In 2015, I signed up for my second Ironman race in the city of Louisville. When I think of Louisville, I think of things like the Kentucky Derby, Louisville Slugger baseball bats, and the Bourbon Trail. Needless to say, I was pretty excited about this race, but that was about to change. If you're not familiar with Ironman, the first leg of this triathlon is a 2.4 mile open water swim. The swim in Louisville takes place in a river, with the first third being upstream and the last 2/3 of it being downstream. What could be better, right? Unfortunately, I tore my rotator cuff early in the season, and while that wouldn't affect my bike or my run, it absolutely impacted my swim. I spent much of the year working with a swim coach and learning how to swim with one arm. Needless to say, I was a little nervous about being able to complete the swim in this race. To make matters worse, I was talking with a friend just a few days before the race. My friend lived in Louisville, and he asked me a very simple question. He said, "Where are you going to do this swim?" He said, "Please don't tell me you're going to swim in that disgusting, nasty, snake-infested Ohio River." Yep. That's exactly where we were going to swim. Let's just say that on race day, as I was approaching the river getting ready to jump in, all I could think about was snakes. Now, I'm normally not afraid of snakes, but on this day, in my mind, snakes were everywhere. I just didn't want to be swimming with them. As the swim went on, every time I looked down in the water, all I could imagine was I was seeing snakes. Whenever I got bumped into by a fellow swimmer, or I bumped into a fellow swimmer, all I could think about was, there's a snake. Snakes dominated my thoughts during that swim. My mind continued to play tricks on me the entire swim. And as you can probably imagine, I never saw a snake the entire time. I successfully completed the swim without seeing any snakes and went on to have a very enjoyable race. It's believed that 95% of our programming occurs in the subconscious brain and only 5% in the conscious brain. So when your subconscious processes something, like snakes, that becomes the dominant thought of your brain. Your brain will even trick you into thinking you see snakes, like it did with me. The same thing happens when your brain processes positive things and positive images. That's why so many athletes pre-play success in their mind before competition. That's also the reason why the most successful people in life have written goals. They're simply programming their subconscious mind such that it takes over and drives the brain in that dominant direction. In sports and in life, be careful how you program your mind. It's amazing what the power of suggestion can do. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Stories from the Saddle. As always, remember, life's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Take the time and enjoy the journey.